Makeup haul, review, swatches, try on. I'm showing you guys everything. I was just going to do a haul, like just showing you guys different products that I got and all of that when I first received these products a couple weeks ago. But I was like, this shit is so expensive. I need to review it. I need to try it out before I let you guys know my thoughts, if you should buy it. A lot of this stuff is going back and some of it I am keeping, so that is what I'm going to share with you guys today. I'm going to be brutally honest in this video. I'm not going to beat around the bush or make up excuses for different products, which kind of sounds harsh, but I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just trying to let you know if you should try it out or if you should just pass on it because there's more affordable options, which I'm all about affordable lately. You guys know this. I'm all about finding dupes and things like that, and I feel like I have some good alternatives for you guys in this video. So if you want to see my thoughts, a review, demo, everything on these products, then just keep watching. Before we get started, if you want to know my lip combo, I believe these are coming out September 19th. I will leave in this video when they are coming out, but these are the new Lorac Pro liquid lipsticks. I have soft mauve all over my lips, and then I have New Rose more in the center just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. The first thing we're going to talk about is probably the most disappointing thing, and the one that I'm like, this is not worth the money at all. Like, you could get something way better for your money. This is the By Terry Eye Design palette, and this is in the shade number 2. Comes in this really pretty package right here, and it does have a little cloth. Now the packaging is really cute. It kind of has that bubble effect at the top. I really like it, and it's just really sleek and pretty. And these are the shades in the palette. You can see that there is a ton of fallout right off the bat with this palette. I've used this quite a few times, and every time I'm just so disappointed. I bought this palette thinking the colors were beautiful and that they were going to be super pigmented. So what I have on my eyes right now, touching these eyeshadows, they're really soft and they feel really good and they look really good, but when you start applying them to your eyes, it's kind of like they're just not as intense as they look in the pan or swatched on your fingers. I tried a fluffy brush with some of these, I've tried a pencil brush, and when I start digging into this palette and trying to use different colors on my eyes, I just get so uninspired because I get frustrated and I'm like, this palette is not good. I feel like you could totally buy something else, at least from Sephora, that's cheaper. This is a $96 palette, which I think is crazy. If these colors were pigmented enough, maybe it would be worth the money, but in my opinion, there is just so much fallout, which normally I don't have a problem with fallout. I'm okay with it usually, but this just got so dusty and crazy that I was like, not a huge fan. I just feel like the pigmentation and the way it blends is just not worth it. It's not my favorite palette whatsoever. I'm so disappointed in it. And the other thing I don't like is that there's not a really nice cream shade in here. Now there are different shade selections. You could totally pick a different palette with a cream shade and a great mid-tone, brown, whatever. But I just wish this one right here was like a cream color to put all over my lid. This is actually like a green yellow tint, and all over my eyes this would just look weird and not right. So I'm not a big fan of these. Like I said, it's what I have on my eyes, and they're just not as intense as I wish. If you want something that's a light wash of color and you want to spend $96 on it, then you could go for this. But I mean, you could go to Wet n Wild and get a palette and get a light wash of color and not spend $96 on this eyeshadow palette. Next product I want to talk to you guys about is this Dior Addict It Lash Mascara. This was $27.50 and I got the shade Black. I've heard great things about Dior mascaras. I can't remember which one is like super popular. It's like supposed to be really intense and black and volumizing. If you're looking for that, this is not the mascara for you. Again, this is the Dior Addict It Lash. The one thing I will say that I like about this is the wand, and because it's spiky at the very end, it just gets right into that inner corner and puts mascara on those inner corner lashes, which sometimes can be really hard with certain mascaras. But this is more of like a natural lash mascara. That's why I put falsies on, because I was like, no. I need more, you know? I can't have a natural lash if I put mascara on. I will say this did separate really well. It has a great wand to do that. And if you do like more of that natural look, kind of like a no makeup look, this might be good for you. But to me, it did not curl my lashes or anything like that, and it wasn't as black as I wish it was. I personally use the Maybelline Lash Sensational over this mascara. It gives me a little bit more volume or whatnot. Now again, this might be what this mascara is for, just to give you a natural lash look, but that's not what I'm going for, so I'm gonna have to return this as well. The packaging is so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it, and again, I love the wand and that it gets in the inner corner, but I want to try out a different one, and this one just, I know I will not use it because it's not as volumizing as I wish it was. Starting this video off to a really rough start. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be honest. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is this foundation that I tried. It's the Giorgio Armani Designer Lift Sunscreen Smoothing Firming Foundation. This does have SPF 20 and I got the shade 5.5. It's what I have on my face right now. So I wanted to try this one because I knew the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation was more for dry skin and that it was really luminous, and I knew I just wanted to stay away from that one. And I thought this one would be great to try. I think I read online that it was good for combination oily skin, and I was like, let me try that. I have not heard anyone talk about this. This was $67 even. You do get 1 fluid ounce, which is normal, and it lasts for 12 months. You are supposed to shake it before you apply it to your face. Now, I'm kind of like mixed on this one. I love the way that it looks on my skin, and I love the way that it blends out. I'll talk about the brush that I blended it out with in just a second, but I love the way it looks on my skin because it looks really natural. Now, this is more of a dewy foundation. If you are very oily, this is not good for the summertime. I did wear this last week out and about when I was running errands, and holy no. It was not working for me. It was just way too oily. I was so greasy by the end of the day. But I love the way that it looked when I first applied it. So I'm not returning this yet. I'm going to try it out for fall and winter. But if you are more normal to dry, maybe even just a little bit combo, you would like this. If you're combo, you're probably going to have to powder your face throughout the day just to mattify the skin if that's what you want. Unless you want to glow, you can just leave it. But I think if you're dry to a normal, you would really like this because it is such a beautiful finish and it does cover really well. I think it just looks like skin, and that's what I love the most about it. And once you set it with powder, you're good. But if you have oily skin and you live in a really humid, hot area, this is going to melt off your face and just not look as cute. But if I'm filming or just doing my makeup and I'm not going to leave the house much, I will apply this because it's very lightweight and it just feels so good on the skin. I like it, just not for the summertime. So maybe fall, winter, this will be my go-to foundation. To talk about the brush that I blended out the foundation with, this is the, I'm probably going to butcher this, you guys. Like, I can't read pretty much anything on this minus foundation brush. But it's the Decorte foundation brush. Everything else is in a different language and I have no idea what it means. So this brush was $40. You get a little case that comes with it. It fits perfectly in there, which is great for traveling. It's really compact, and this brush is so freaking soft. I like this brush a lot. It just feels so good, and I love this angle that it has because you can get right underneath the eyes and go right past your eyeshadow, and you don't have to worry about messing up your eyeshadow or anything like that. It'll even sharpen out that edge if you want it to. It just is such an easy brush to use. If you don't like little short handles like this, you probably won't enjoy this brush, but honestly, when you're blending out, it just, I don't know, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I really like it. So the bristles are pretty tightly packed in here, but they do give quite a bit just to make sure you really blend out that foundation. You can use it for foundation and for concealer. The only thing with this is that the concealer, when you use it, it will be a little bit more sheer just because you're kind of swiping it out and pressing it in. I feel like this just blends everything so well that it gives you that natural looking skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have coverage, but it looks like skin and it looks a little bit more natural. I love this with the Giorgio Armani foundation. I think these two together are so beautiful. I also love it with other foundations that I have. It just, I don't know, it blends so well. I just kind of swipe it over my face like this. I don't go in circular motions. I just kind of glide it like that, and it's so quick, so easy. I really like it. I think it's worth it. If you're not into brushes and you don't really like to have anything sheared out, you might not like this because it does kind of shear out foundation a little bit. Now, would I say this is a must-have, like you need this in your life? I don't know. If you love makeup, I highly recommend checking it out because it's just so easy and quick. And if you want a multi-purpose brush, then definitely try this because you could even use it for contour. It is expensive. It's just one of those things that is going to be a personal preference to you. If you want to spend the money on a brush, it's not like a stop everything, you need to go get this right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a bad product whatsoever. I'm definitely keeping it. Let's talk about concealer. So I have this one right here. Again, I'm probably going to butcher this. This is the Clé de Peau. I think I got that right. Clé de Peau concealer in the shade beige. So there's the little packaging that it comes in. And this is a stick concealer. And when I ordered this, I kind of didn't have that high of expectations for it because I'm usually not a huge fan of stick concealers like this because sometimes they're a little too creamy and they make my oily skin just like come out and like look disgusting, and then they'll crease underneath my eyes, and it's just not cute. I love this concealer. It is creamy, but it's not too creamy. It's not like that oily base concealer, you know what I'm saying? Now, I have used this concealer with this brush, and I've used it with the beauty blender. In the video, you'll see I personally like it better with a beauty blender. You get a little bit more coverage when you use a sponge and just pat it into your skin than you do with a brush. A brush is really going to shear this out and make it look a little bit more natural, and then the beauty blender is going to really build it up. I like that though. I like that you have the option to have a more full coverage, or you can shear it out with a brush. So I think this is so worth it. I've been using this non-stop. With a stick concealer, you don't get a ton of product. That's it right there. But it has really great coverage, and it blends really well. Sometimes things like this can be too stiff, and with a sponge, you can't really blend it out. This does not do that. You do have to take a little bit more time with your sponge to blend it out, but honestly, it ain't no thing. I just blend it out, I'm good to go, and I love the finish of it. So I like this. I'm keeping it. It lasts all day. It doesn't crease, and this looks great under my La Prairie powder foundation, which you guys know I'm obsessed with. This looks great underneath that. If you want to see it in action, I will leave my latest date night get ready with me below. That's where I use this combo, and I love this. Lasted all night. Alrighty, so I did purchase this La Prairie Cellular Treatment Loose Powder. This is a $100 product. Now, when I first purchased this product, I had no idea that it came with a travel size. So you open it up and then you see this little guy, and now at first I was like, oh hell no, no. This is not $100. But then I kept digging, and you have this big bad boy right here underneath. So I love that they did that. You get the big size, which is 2 ounces, and then you get the travel size, which is 0.35 ounces. That's a lot of translucent powder that's going to last you a very long time. I also love the packaging of this, especially the travel size one. You open it up. I've used both of these. So you open it up and you have a sponge, and then you have this. You can open and close the sifter so it's not going to get completely messy down there. And then this one, I got rid of the sponge, but it does get a little bit more messy, but if you keep this at your house, you'll be fine. The pros of this product is I really like it. I think it definitely gives you like an airbrush finish. I think it looks gorgeous. I have it on this side of my face right here, and it blends out really well. It's one of those powders that's not going to make you look dry and cakey. This is one of those powders that's really going to sink into the skin and make you look nice and airbrushed, and it's just going to look really gorgeous underneath the eyes. It's not going to cake up underneath here or anything like that. But I have to say, I think this Flower Beauty translucent setting powder is a great alternative for it because it's really finely milled, just like this. It has a little bit more of a tint. This is the shade L01. I like this color a little bit better. It has a peachy tone to it. This one's kind of just like a regular translucent powder, kind of like the Laura Mercier one. This has like that same texture, and it gives the same exact effect that the La Prairie one gives. Ever since I tried this out, I've just been totally obsessed with it. I feel like it makes me look flawless. It really does camouflage pores, and I don't know, I just like this a little bit more. It's just, I don't know. And you can get this from Walmart. It's really affordable. I know a lot of people love this. This is a really great powder. If you want to spend the money on it and get an ass load of translucent powder and you'll never have to buy another one for like years, this is the way to go. But if you don't want to spend the money on this and you want an alternative, the Flower Beauty translucent powder is the way to go. I love this powder. This powder just looks amazing, and when you blend it out, it just gives you that soft blurred effect, and I'm obsessed with it. I will say that I think the La Prairie one's a little bit better than the Laura Mercier one. To me, I've tried both of these products out. It just doesn't beat the Flower Beauty translucent powder for me. So this is the Givenchy Mr. Brow Filler, and this is the tinted brow filler, and it's supposed to be waterproof. This is in the shade 02 Blonde. I got blonde because online it just didn't look like, you know, it was going to be that light. First off, the packaging is freaking luxurious. Like, I think it is so gorgeous. I want a lipstick like this. But this blonde shade just did not work for me. I'm getting Gimme Brow vibes, which I believe the Gimme Brow is cheaper than this one. You could also get the Ulta Brow Filler. I forget what it's called, but that's a dupe for the Benefit one. So if you wanted a cheaper alternative to both of those products, the Ulta Brow Gel thing is freaking phenomenal. This color did not work for me. The one thing I will say is it locked these brows into place because I did set my brows on this side with it. I have it on this side, not on this side, you can't really tell. But it really did set those brows into place, and they're not like stiff stiff and, you know, like straw-like, but it does hold them down. I just didn't see a huge difference with the filling effect. Pretty sure this doesn't have any fibers or claim to have any fibers in this product, so I didn't notice a huge difference with it filling in my brows. Not trying to be hard on these products. I feel like I'm being so mean, but like, it's expensive, man. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is this Tom Ford bronzer brush. And I have been eyeing this for a while just because it's so stinking beautiful. And I was so excited to get this in the mail. This brush was $115. I know. This brush is so soft. There's a lot of bristles in it. They're packed in there tightly, but they're not too tight. Again, they have a lot of movement to them. This brush blends out bronzer so well. You can use this for so many different things. You can use it for powder, for bronzer, for blush. I mean, it's just such a phenomenal brush. I really love it. I personally am going to keep this because I love the handle, I love the bristles, and I just love applying product to my face with it. And this is a brush that I will use every single time that I apply my makeup, so this is definitely staying. I wanted to show you kind of a similar brush. It's looking a little janky, but it is a similar brush if you did not want to pay $115 for this one. I do think this is worth it. It's great quality. I mean, it's even got some weight to it because of those bristles in the front. I mean, it's a really great brush. If you wanted a cheaper alternative, this is the Morphe M527. You can see the difference in them. This one is a little bit tightly packed. This one's kind of like spread out all over the place. You don't have as much control with this one as you do with this one because the shapes are just completely different. But if you wanted kind of that same concept of the bigger bronzer brush, then you could buy this one. This one is a nice product. So for me, I like this one. I get a little bit more control. It blends out a little bit better and it's just a little faster to use than this one. But I do love this brush. I have used it many times. It just kind of spreads your bronzer out a little too far. You just want to like clamp it in like that, but you can't. So if you wanted an alternative, this is a good one, but for me, I think this is a great brush and I highly recommend purchasing it. I think it's phenomenal. Now I'm going to talk about the bronzer that I use. This is the Guerlain Paris Terracotta Bronzer Duo, and it's the limited edition 2016 bronzer. I don't know, there's not really a name. So this is what it looks like. Such beautiful packaging. Now I do love Guerlain products. I have a couple other bronzers from them and they're just a warm terracotta bronzer. They're gorgeous and I love it. You can see that it does have a blush shade in the middle and it does have a little bit of shimmer. It was more of like a little overlay of shimmer. Now that I've really dug into it, there's not a lot on there. There's just little specks here and there. This product was $82. Now I do like this product. Normally I'm not a huge two colors in one kind of thing. Like if it's supposed to be a bronzer, I want it to be one shade of a bronzer. But I actually mixed the two together to bronze my face and I love it. It's just such a warm, sun-kissed glow. I think it is beautiful. It's not too pigmented. It's not pigmented enough. It's that perfect bronzer shade. You can also dip your brush into here and get a little bit of that blush and top it on your cheeks. You can mix them and use them as your blush if you wanted to. And the one thing I have to say that I love about this bronzer is most of the Guerlain ones, like I said, are that really rich terracotta bronzer. They're really warm. Sometimes they can look super orange if you're not careful. But this is that perfect mid-tone bronzer. It has a little bit of ashiness in it. It has a little bit of warmth. So I can use this as my nose contour because it's not too warm, since it does have that little bit of ashiness to it, which is what I like to go for my nose contour. And I feel like this is just awesome. You can build it up, you can have a light layer. It's just one of my favorites and I think the packaging is really gorgeous. So I highly recommend this one. I definitely think it's worth the money, especially if you're more fair to medium skin tones. If you're a little bit darker, then I would not suggest this because it's probably not going to show up on your skin as well. Speaking of contouring, I purchased this Artiste Elite Collection Mirrored Finish brush. This is the Lanier 3 brush. And I have not purchased an Artiste brush in so long because I don't even use my other one as much as I thought I would. I did really like it, but like I never reach for it. I don't know why. I guess because I hate cleaning it and I just like don't want to clean it. But this is a really small, precise brush. I've seen a couple people use this for their nose contour. I forget who I saw use this. But I had to go buy it because I was like, I love contouring my nose. I will say the white of this product, you can't really tell on camera, but it gets super dirty really easily because I do use it with bronzer and everything. So that part, if that annoys the crap out of you, that's gonna annoy you with this one. I don't know if it's just because of the style I went with. I mean, maybe you can get the black one, the Linear 3 brush in black. I don't know. I don't know too much about Artis brushes other than the fact that they're stupid expensive. I used to go for like a fluffy blending brush like this before I discovered this one. But this gives me more of that skinny nose effect, which I like. I'm still kind of getting used to it and how much product I should put on it and how to blend it. But it does really give you that perfect even line. And then I just blend it out with a dual fiber brush and I'm good to go. So I really like this. I would say use a little bit of product at a time whenever you dip this into your bronzer. If you guys want me to go on Amazon and try to find a dupe, I can do that for you guys as well. But so far, I like this. I definitely think it's worth the money. So this is a Chanticleer Future Skin Gel Foundation and this is $76. You do get 1 fluid ounce. And it is a oil-free foundation. This is what it looks like. This is the shade Sand. It's a little dark for me, but I made it work with a little bit of concealer. Now, whenever a product says that it's oil-free, I'm like, I need to try that because it might work for me. As long as you don't add more oil, we should be good to go. So I wanted to try this out, and I have to say it's not my favorite. It was really hard to blend. I tried it with a brush and with a beauty blender. I definitely had to use a brush with this product because it's just so hard to blend out, and it was really heavy on the skin. This was definitely a medium coverage foundation, but what really got me is just how heavy it was. Like, I could feel it on my skin. It felt like it never set, and it was just so difficult to blend out. It was not my favorite, so had to pass on this one. This one's going back for sure. Guys, I'm gonna get like a $700 refund with all these returns. Okay, the next product I want to talk about is this Givenchy Kohl Couture Waterproof Retractable Eyeliner. So this is what the packaging, this is what the packaging looks like. This is in the color black, and this is what this looks like. Now, when I first used this, I opened it up and it did that. I didn't think it would do it again, but look at that, it did. The whole thing fell out the first time that oh shit. So this was a $26 eyeliner, and for a $26 eyeliner, that shit should not be breaking off like that. So even though it did that, I put it back in there and I tried it out, and it is a very black eyeliner. Okay, you're not gonna be able to tell because it's like all broken now. It's a very black, creamy eyeliner. Like, look at that. That is insane. Very, very black on the waterline, and it does last quite a while. I mean, it doesn't last forever, but if you want to put it on your lower lash line, you can blend it out, and it's not going to smudge everywhere. So I do like that about this product, but I do not think it is worth the money because I have been trying out this NYC City Proof 24-hour waterproof eyeliner pencil, and I actually like this one a little bit better. So you can see the NYC one is just as black, if not a little bit blacker in my opinion. Has that same gel creamy formula, but this lasts a little bit longer on your waterline, and again, it has that same benefit of not smudging on your lower lash line. Also doesn't bleed on the corners of your eye. That is a huge issue that I have with some eyeliners that are kind of creamy like this and are really black, is that my outer corner and my inner corner will start to bleed, and it's like a hot damn mess. It just does not look cute. This does not do that, and the Givenchy one does not do that. But to save a buttload of money, basically like $24, I would just go with the NYC one because it's amazing. It's a good dupe, basically the same exact thing. So. Okay guys, so that is it for my high-end luxury, super luxury haul review and try on for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of these products did not work out for me, but just know that is for me. They did not work out. Honestly, it was just an expensive haul, and I wanted to see what was worth the money, what wasn't, and really give you guys my honest opinion and some dupes for you to save your money and try out products that are just as great as some of these luxury products. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know. Maybe I'll do another one of these luxury beauty hauls and try out a bunch of different other things. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments below because I would love to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.